Hey there, I'm Selena Knight, the Retail Biz Strategist, and today we are talking about marketing, specifically the most misunderstood facts about marketing. Now, it is May, and May is marketing for me, and I'm sure it is for you. But marketing, it causes so much stress and agony, and it's a word that when you bring it up, it can cause fear and regret for people who haven't had successful campaigns. Yet for retailers who get fantastic returns when their marketing works well, when they spend money in advertising and marketing, they make money back and they get more sales. For those people, they love the term marketing. They want to know more about it. They want to talk more about it. So the terms marketing and advertising are usually used interchangeably, yeah? In fact, advertising is just one form of marketing. Think of marketing like a city, for example, with lots of roads coming in, and each one of those roads is a conduit to get people to identify with your brand. Roads like word of mouth, in-store marketing, your point of sale displays, sidebar advertising on your website, writing blog posts, content marketing. Paid advertising is just one of those roads that can get you to your destination. So if you haven't cracked that marketing nut yet, if you're struggling when it comes to marketing and you're not quite sure, what's the barrier that's in your way, I'm going to go through my 4 most misunderstood facts about marketing. Here we go. Are you ready for this? Okay, number 1. The first barrier I see is people thinking that marketing is a cost, not an investment. So in your accounting software, you'll find that advertising and marketing, they're listed as an expense. So in our heads, we think, money going out, it is an expense, it's a cost. And it's true, you will be spending money. Most likely you'll be spending money. But that is where that expense mentality should end. When you have a strategic marketing plan in place and a process, or as we like to call it, sales funnel, and we talked about sales funnels a few episodes ago, when you've got one of those in place, then the money that you're spending is actually an investment towards growth. It's a growth in your customer base, a growth in your brand, and a growth in sales. So stop thinking of marketing as a cost and start thinking of it as an investment. Too many retailers that I speak to do no advertising. They don't spend any money on any paid advertising. Now, as I said, marketing is a whole bunch of things, a whole bunch of roads that lead to the destination. But for some of those roads, you're going to have to pay a toll. For some of those roads, you are going to have to spend money. So think of it as an investment, but make sure that you have a strategic marketing plan and a process and a sales funnel in place so that you can measure your return on investment. Okay, that's number 1. Number 1, misunderstood fact. Number 2, you don't need to follow up if you're in retail. This is particularly a bad misunderstood fact if you have a bricks and mortar store. Many bricks and mortar stores, it's probably even worse with the internet, because you feel like with an online shop you have no way to capture those customers. So many retailers, whether they're online or they're bricks and mortar, they feel like once the customers come in and gone out of the store, that's it. Once they've hit the back button, they've gone off into a different web browser, once they've walked out the door, you have no chance of getting hold of them again. This attitude towards following up is costing you money, and it's seriously curtailing your customer base growth. You are not getting more customers if you don't follow up. So in today's connected society, there are heaps of add-ons, heaps of plugins, heaps of retargeting options that can allow you to stay in contact with someone who appears to be anonymous to you. Now, failing to invest even a small amount of money to capture lost sales, and a lot of these things only cost a couple of dollars a month. Failing to invest in that to capture these lost sales, it's just like throwing money away. For you putting $2, $3, maybe $10 a month in, one sale would make you back that money plus more. So if you've got a shop front, think about how you could be capturing these customers' details. And if you've got a web store, go and think about the different ways that you can implement, retargeting your customers to get them to come back again and again. Okay, so point number 3. So that was point number 2. You feel like you don't need to follow up if you're in retail. Number 3, there's no point in sending out newsletters. Oh my goodness, if I had $1 for every time I heard a retailer say this, my goodness, I would not be working. I wouldn't be here sharing it with you. My question to you about this one is, how often do you send out a newsletter? And what are your open rates? Because there's 2 parts to gaining a customer. You've got traffic and you've got conversion. And when you've had somebody open when you've got someone on your email list, you've got the traffic part covered. So the traffic is getting them there, getting them to the store, getting them on your email list. The fact that someone actually opened your email is proof that they want to hear what you have to say. You know it. If you open an email, you're interested. If you're not interested, even if it's a brand that you love, if you're just not, feeling the love today, you just go straight past it. You'll press delete, you'll go, they'll send me another one next week. So when you fail to make sales from your emails, that is a conversion problem, not a traffic problem. And what you're telling, it means that what you're telling the person who's opening or not opening the email, whatever the case may be, is that you're not compelling enough right now for them to open or for them to click through or for them to buy. This does not mean that email is dead. In fact, it's far from it. It means that email is working. People are opening up your newsletter. The problem is they're not buying. That is not your customer's problem. That is your problem. You need to think about, what are you saying? What are you sending them? Where are you sending them to? So that part of your funnel is broken, the conversion. The traffic part seems to be working fine. So I did some research on this because so many people I know just don't send out newsletters. And according to MailChimp, if you've got an e-commerce site, then the average open rate is 16.75% with a 2.32 click-through rate. So that means that someone opened your email and then clicked on something that you had inside. And if you're in the retail industry, it's a little bit more, just under 21% open rate and a 2.5% click-through rate. So compare that to the organic reach you're getting on social media. If you're on Facebook, you're looking at around 2 to 6% organic reach, as compared to your 16 or 20% open rate on a newsletter. That's like 5 to 10 times as much as the investment that you're placing in social media. And so many people spend way too much time on social media when in fact they should be spending time crafting better emails. So that you can see your email list is actually your most valuable piece of real estate after your web store or your shop front. So number 3, the biggest misunderstood facts of marketing is this point of it's not worth sending out a newsletter. Okay, number 4, your shop is not a brand. Myth number 4, your shop is not a brand. So many retailers believe that they've got a shop or a website, but in reality, great stores have a brand. I talk about this a lot. So what's the difference? Well, when you shop, when you go to a shop, it's a place to buy stuff. There's no loyalty, there's no affinity. But when you go to, when you follow a brand, it's about culture. It's about the feelings and wanting to be associated with that brand and having people see you in a certain way. And I talked about this in lots of podcasts. If you wear surf gear, it means you want to be associated with that surf culture and the lifestyle that it embodies. If you carry around your Kate Spade handbag, you want people to see that you're, fashion conscious and you're on trend and you like to spend money to look good. So the brand is what you want people to feel about themselves when they use your products or they're associated with their brand. So if you think you've got a shop or a website, you are seriously mistaken. It is time for you to craft a brand. Now, the aim of this episode was never to delve into all of the different marketing streams. If you'd like to do that, you can check out the Boutique Academy where we do exactly that. It was to highlight these mental barriers that we can have that curtail an effective marketing campaign. So hopefully now that you're aware of these barriers, you'll be able to go back and analyze your marketing campaigns, analyze those inroads under the marketing city, and you'll be able to look at them with a fresh set of eyes and tweak different aspects to see what results you can get next time. So if you are listening to this live, feel free to pop any questions you have or any of your marketing mistakes. Let's chat about those. Or if you're listening to this a little bit later on the podcast, click the link and come over and talk about marketing myths and mistakes. Oh, that's a bit of a tongue twister. So for now, I would like to say have a happy Wednesday. And if you would like to chat with me live on Facebook every Wednesday at 12:30 Sydney time, meet me in the Bringing Business to Retail group and I will answer your questions all about this week's episode. But for now, have a fantastic day, be profitable, and I'll see you next week.